Amit is asking why this mask. Interesting, Amit. So, Amit, the thing is, I will reveal each and everything. Just wait. Why I have wore this mask? What is the reason behind it? I will explain everything. Right? Introducing myself, my name is Mr. Seven. I have done my MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur. I've got consulting experience of around 12 plus years, where I've helped different founders and multiple MNCs and startup owners to help them define their go to market strategies, help them raise funds, help them make an exit from their funds. So this is overall my profile is I love to talk about business. I have myself I have many businesses, and I love to teach about business and talk about business. So that is why we are here, right? So let us quickly start. That is my overall profile is. So today's masterclass is what I like to call it as the mindset masterclass, right? So what is mindset masterclass? You in this webinar, you will learn how to start your business from scratch and scale it as you progress. So this whole masterclass is designed in a progressional manner of starting up. So take out your pen and paper. I want you to write down whatever concepts you resonate with, right? So first, because I have been consulting for 10 plus years, so what I've done is I've jotted all the pain points of business owners, working professionals, and students, right? So most of the consultancy that I've done, I've jotted down the pain points. So for business owners, the biggest pain point is for him or for her, the biggest problem is they have inconsistent revenue, low profit margins. They do not know how to handle logistics. Their presence is local and they want to go online, but they do not know how to do that, right? And they do not know how to, like, with which product they should go online. They are burning money in marketing, but still not growing. So all these problems we have jotted down, and therefore, in keeping those points in mind, I have designed this masterclass, right? Similarly, for corporate employees, the pain point is different. They are working 9 to 5, but they want to start up, but they're not sure how to do that. They have this fear that AI will take away their jobs. So all these pain points are there. We are massively seeing working professionals joining this webinar because of this. The number one fear that they have is that AI will take away their jobs. So the pain point resolves or lies around that, right? And similarly for students, they are confused whether they should start up or pursue the job. They think that they don't have enough experience or corporate exposure. So whether they should go for a job first to gain enough exposure or experience, that is their biggest confusion, right? So all these pain points are there. So we will try to quickly resolve all these pain points in this masterclass, right? So what is the biggest problem in business, right? Earlier as well, 99% of the companies were failing, not because they didn't have successful product. So if you think that because of AI now you will be able to make the product faster, you are thinking all wrong. Because understand, the product was also there earlier. You must have heard about this concept where 99% of the companies shut down or fail. It was not because they didn't have successful product. They had this product, but what they didn't understand was the right pricing, the right target audience, how to market, how to sales, right? Because if only making the product is would have been the problem, then all the companies would have been successful. But of course, that is not the problem, right? So there are two types of founders. First, who thinks that because they know all the jargons of business, they will become successful. But that type of founders ultimately fails. The one who becomes successful is who feels all those concepts. The person knows limited strategy, but understand at what point of time which strategy needs to be deployed, right? So the whole point is making the product or the service or making your product in the first place is not a problem, but how to pitch at the right place, how to identify the right customer, how to sell the right message to the audience, how to find the product market fit. These are all the problems which founders do not understand, right? And because of this, they ultimately fail, right? So this is the basic problem that we have recognized most founders have, right? So now, because we have decided that we will teaching from the start, how will you identify the idea in the first place, right? So the first way you will identify is with the concept called market creation or market adaptation, right? But let me quickly discuss with you what is business, right? So business means just a transaction. There is a buyer, there is a seller, right? This buyer needed something, the seller was able to fulfill it. One business transaction is thus. And that is all the meaning of business is. Do not confuse business with startup or entrepreneurship, because what happens is ultimately people feel that because I'm starting a startup, then my idea should be of 100 crores. Or because I'm starting a startup, therefore my idea must be fancy. Nothing like that. Business word or the startup word or the entrepreneurship word all means same. So what you need to do is, whether you're starting up or you're starting your business, entrepreneurship, because all mean same, what you need to do is do certain transactions. Once you are able to do one business transactions, all a startup or a business needs to do is find and do more such transactions, right? So that is all the meaning of business is. Sounds simple, right? Business sounds simple. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it is equally complicated, right? So this is the definition of business or startup. So do not confuse ever, right? Now, how to choose an idea. So before jumping in about how to shortlist your idea, first understand there are two types of ideas. So most of the people come to me, most of the students come to me, say, hey, sir, I've got this very fancy idea which does not even exist in the market, right? So those sort of ideas which does not even exist in the market falls into this bucket of market creation idea. So what is market creation idea? That means you need to create the market for that particular idea from scratch, right? Imagine Blinkit. In 2013, when Albinder Dhinsa would have started the Blinkit, at that point of time, the requirement for 10-minute delivery was not even there, right? People thought, I don't need this product. I don't need this service because I can simply go downstairs and buy this product, right? But he believed with that idea of market creation, right? So the thing is, whenever any such idea you think of, which does not even exist in the market, those sort of idea falls into this bucket of market creation idea. The number one problem with market creation idea is that when you are creating such idea or getting into such industry, you need to educate the customer. So imagine Blinkit launching in 2013. So the number one thing, the first thing Blinkit needed to do at that point of time was it needed to educate the customers first, right? So this is the number one problem. So whenever you are getting into such idea where you are creating the category from scratch, the number one thing you need to do is educate people first. And because you need to educate people from the very first day, you need funds from the day one, and therefore fundraising or capital becomes extremely important in such categories, right? While on the other hand, the market adaptation ideas, what does it mean? That means the idea already exists in the market. What you need to do is just simply need to get into that market with different unique selling point, right? So you are already adapting to the category, adapting to the market, and already there are enough businesses. You are just adding yourself, and you will also get a chance, but you need to define your unique selling point. So now understand, whenever the idea comes to you in the first place, you need to think from these two perspectives, like in which category my idea falls into. So one is market creation idea, second is market adaptation idea, right? Now, while selecting the business idea, how or on what basis you will select the idea? Whenever you are picking up the idea, it is very important that you get into a category which has margins above 10% or at least 10%, right? Because let's say you're not raising funds, or even if you're raising funds, what will happen is, if you will not get into a category which gives you 10% returns, or let's say it gives you only 2 to 3% returns, it becomes extremely difficult for you, to grow the company. Because what happens is, whatever profits that you get from your business, you reinvest it, and that is the way most of the businesses grow. But if you get into a category which gives you, EBITDA, which has EBITDA less than 10%, then it becomes extremely tough for you to grow that business. So always get into business or select your idea on the basis of these first rule, which says that your margins should be at least 10% or above, right? Second, it is extremely important that idea should align with your passion or personality. Let's say all let's say let's say you are a person who is into construction, but you are getting this idea into technology. So this alignment won't fit, right? You should be passionate about your idea, right? So whatever idea you think of, it should clearly align with your passion or personality, right? Because you won't be able to like get obsessed about that idea. Yeah, it could be possible that you are a construction guy, but you're trying to solve a particular problem of construction using some IT technique, right? Or using some software. Then that is fine, right? But आपका दिमाग ही अगर कंस्ट्रक्शन में चलता है, but you are getting into IT, so that won't resonate with your personality, right? So understand what your strengths are and accordingly choose the right idea. Okay. And the third way you should think an idea is from the future shelf life. So what does future shelf life mean? That means how long my idea will remain in the market. Okay. So there are two type of ideas: product idea or service idea, right? So we have always seen that the products product ideas shelf life is always longer than the service company shelf life. So imagine, just before 3 years, AI was not there, and this Adobe PDF editor used to charge $10 for that. But now with the advent of AI, overnight that business is finished, because all you need to do is upload your PDF into ChatGPT or Claude and that particular ask Claude or ChatGPT to do the changes. So earlier, if Adobe Acrobat was charging you $10 just to do that, overnight that business model is finished, right? So service companies shelf life will become shorter because of increasing AI adoption. While on the other hand, product based companies like Nike, Apple, which are product based, those companies' shelf life will always be longer, right? So, any idea that you're thinking of, think from this perspective as well. You are getting into the game of business to remain longer, right? You need to do business for at least 10 years, 20 years. You can't have this energy of starting all over again, coming up with different ideas, right? So, pick one idea. But hello, everyone. First of all, congratulations that you are here, because this is the only masterclass that you will require in order to start and scale your business to crores. But we need something from you as well in return. Because we are just growing, so we need you to subscribe to us, as that will help and motivate us to make more such videos. So please subscribe, and for your information, it is I myself in the mask. Happy learning. Please subscribe if you're liking this masterclass. Think from this perspective as well. That means the future shelf life of that particular idea should be longer, right? Now, let's say I have a particular idea. I want to get into skincare category. Then there is an amazing tool called Google Trends, which is absolutely free, right? So I can judge the demand of a particular idea using this Google Trends tool. So let us quickly understand how this tool works. So let's say I'm sure that I want to get into skincare industry, but I'm not sure whether I should go with soaps or face washes. So let us quickly understand what is the demand for both of these things, right? So you just simply type Google Trends on your laptop or your computer or mobile, and you will find this. Just simply log in, it's for free. And you search soap as a topic, right? And I want to compare it against face wash. So I will type face wash. And because I wanted to conduct this survey in India, and I will take the duration as past 5 years, right? So uh, let us also switch this to search term. Okay. So now you see the demand for soap is much higher as compared to face wash. And because, of course, it will be higher because soap is consumed by everyone, but face wash is a recent concept. But we are seeing that it is increasing in trend, right? Similarly, you can do this for any of your idea that you have. You can judge whether the demand for that particular thing is there or not, right? And let's say I want to judge it against the third idea into skincare, which could be conditioner, hair conditioner. Okay. So, of course, between the face wash and hair conditioner, I'm clearly able to understand that the demand for face wash is much higher compared to hair conditioner, and the demand for soap is highest. So, overall, I'm able to judge whatever, like how much the demand for that particular idea of yours is there, right? So, in this manner, you will be able to judge the demand. Okay. So, Google Trends is very effective in searching the demand for your idea. Now, after you have shortlisted whatever idea you want to get into, I want you to do one thing. Whatever ideas that you have, okay, I want you to list all those ideas into an Excel, right? Let's say I have got 40 plus ideas, or whatever idea that I have in mind, just write them down. Let's say I have an idea of hyper local dark kitchen for regional cuisines, or maybe it could be subscription raw milk, or it could be millet based fast food chain, cold press subscription oil. Whatever idea do you have, write all those ideas. And when you will be doing this, automatically one of the ideas will strike or hit you more. You will feel that, I have, and what will happen is when you will write all those ideas, your mind will get organized, and now you have all these 30 or 40 ideas that you have in your mind listed all over here. And even if you pick one idea, that is a game changer for you, but you don't need to pick just directly, you just need to analyze it first, right? So let's say I get into this category for SaaS for Kirana stores, right? So now this idea strikes me more, right? But first, I need to analyze what are the existing competitor in the market. Or let's say, even if you're planning to start it locally, right? First, one thing I want to tell you guys, an idea could be a local or a global. Even if you pick an idea and apply it properly in one city and win just one city, that is a 10 crore business easily. I mean, you must always have seen one of the player or one of the food bakery or one of the clothing business in your city which is famous and for which people from all over the city comes to buy that product. Why is that? Because that person or that shopkeeper has been able to understand business very well. So even if you start business and want to win just one city, you will do great, right? Startup does not mean that you have to be a business of 100 crores or you want to, your presence should be national or global. Nothing like that, right? Even if you win just one city by applying proper techniques of business, or even forget even city, one particular area, that is also a great business idea, right? So list down all your ideas and then write all the competitors that you have in your mind, right? For example, if some person says that I want to start SaaS for Kirana stores, then Khata Book is one of the existing national player. Similarly, more such players are there. So write all those players that are existing in the market, the competitors, and what are their unique selling points, what are their offerings, right? Write them as well. And in this manner you are drilling down to a particular idea, and when you will do this exercise for all of the ideas that you have in your mind, you will be able to understand that this particular idea resonates with me. I i like this idea, I'm passionate about it, I can see clearly the existing competitors that are there in this particular business category, what their unique selling points, their price point, their customer segment. So we'll understand what customer segments are, right? And write down all the comments as well, whatever you feel. So this way you will be able to, get your mind organized, right? So now, up till now, we have been able to understand how to shortlist your idea, whatever idea that you have in your mind, how to analyze the demand for that, on what basis you should judge that idea, and once you have once you have the idea, then how to list it down and analyze it further, right? Guys, because I have limited to 2 hours of time, I can't teach you each and every concept because I have to like teach you every topic regarding sales, how to sell, how to price the product, market the product. So one top strategy I'll be able to provide you in this masterclass, right? But write down and jot down whatever things you resonate with. And if you're not able to understand, please give me an emoji. So, guys, give me a heart if you're able to understand this idea of shortlisting business idea. Great, guys. I can see you like the concept. That is great. So, if you don't like, just next to adjacent to this heart symbol, there's an option of sad or wow emoji. So you can share, press that particular icon as well if you don't like it or not able to understand any of the concept, right? Okay. So now, up till now, we have been able to understand how to shortlist an idea. Now, once we have selected an idea, then how to price the product, which customer to sell to, which place to sell to, and how to market that, we will learn in the upcoming slides, right? So, the most important concept in the business world is this customer segmentation framework. I would say the very important, the most important framework, the one and only framework that you require. Let's forget that you don't even need to learn any of the other frameworks if you know this. Any business problem that you have in your mind, you just put your problem into this customer segmentation framework and your problem will be solved. So what does customer segmentation framework says? It says that one product cannot target to all the customers. It says that you need to identify your customers. If you will try to sell your product to everyone, you will appeal to no one and your business will drastically fail. So please identify your target audience. So let us quickly understand this with an example. So let's say India has a population of 150 crores. And let's divide that population on the basis of income groups, right? So let's say in India, there are 30 lakh people who earn above 30, sorry, there are 8 crore people who earn above 30 lakh, right? And let us call those people as luxurious people and put them into tier 1 group, right? Similarly, there are people who are earning between 5 to 30 lakhs, and let's say there are 30 crore such people, okay? And let's call those people as mid-range people, right? And similarly, then there is third bracket where people are earning only up to 5 lakhs annually, and let's say there are only 112 crore people, right? And let's put those people into budgeted segment, right? So now we have divided the whole population of India into three segments. Now customer segmentation says that if you are building a brand or if you have any product, then please identify your target audience. Please do not try to sell your product to each and every segment. If you'll try to do that, your business will drastically fail, right? So it says that, let's say there is a business. Let us understand this with an example. It would be better. So Hindustan Unilever. It says Hindustan Unilever knew that if it will try to sell its product to each and every of the segment, it will drastically fail. And therefore, for the luxurious segment, it clearly launched a brand by name Surf Excel. Similarly, for mid-range people, it launched a brand by name Rin. And similarly, for budgeted people, it launched the brand by name Wheel, right? Because it clearly knew if it will try to sell Surf Excel to each and every of the group, nobody will buy. And why is that? That is simply because that is how humans behave. Luxurious people do not want to consume the products which mid-range people consume. Similarly, mid-range people do not want to consume the product which budgeted people consume, right? Mid-range people do want to associate with the products which luxury people are consuming, but say they simply do not have that sort of money. Similarly, budgeted people also want to consume the products which mid-range or luxurious people are consuming, but they simply do not have that sort of money. And therefore, the need for businesses arrive to target each and every segment differently. And that is the beauty of the business. I mean, many businesses can exist, but you will find that all the businesses are coexisting together just by identifying the right segment. One business is targeting to the luxurious segment, another business is targeting to the mid-range segment, third business is targeting to the budgeted segment, and therefore they are truly not competitor of each other. A, a company selling to luxurious segment is not truly a competitor of another company who is targeting or selling to mid-range people, right? Therefore, identify your audience. That is what customer segmentation means. And later on, as you grow, if you want to target each and every category, therefore, you can launch different brands using the same product of yours. As in, tweak the ingredients, whatever you feel like according to the values these people have. But the whole point is one brand, one product can only be targeted to one segment. And please define your audience if you're starting your business or you already have business, right? This is the number one reason businesses do not grow. If you want to work with a pawn shop mentality of running a business, you will never be able to scale your business, right? So this is a very important scaling strategy as well for the business owners who are present in the webinar, right? So the 2 points that we have learned, please define your target audience. And second, the company A who is targeting to the luxury segment, company B who is targeting the mid-range segment, company C who is targeting to the budgeted segment, they are truly not the competitor of each other, right? Yes, the two companies who are operating in the same category or in the same segment, they are truly the competitor of each other because they need to get the market share from these 8 crore people, right? And how to do that, we will learn in the upcoming slides, right? So customer segmentation simply means define your target audience. There is a classic case study of tea seller, and it is a beautiful case study which says that customer segmentation concepts apply whether you have a local business or a global business, does not matter. It applies to each and every business. So there was a tea seller who used to run his tea stall nearby road, and he, you know, aggressively wanted to expand his business, but was not able to understand how can he do that. Because one fine day when he used to get a lot of raw materials, customers didn't show that day. And other day when he was not prepared with the raw material, a lot of customers came in the shop, right? He was not sure how many helping hands or the employers or the helpers he should hire. He was not even sure, right? So then one fine day, one gentleman came to him and said, "Sir, please define your target audience. If you will try to sell to everyone, you will never grow." Right? So he jotted down this principle and gave a thought about it and said, "Let me define my target audience. I have these shopkeepers nearby who need tea in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And as of now, I have these 25 shopkeepers with me. That means every day I have this ready 75 teas that I have to deliver to. And if I just target to them and keep on increasing the number of subscriptions, the number of shopkeepers, that way I'll be able to grow my business. And I'll be able to, calculate as well how much raw material is required. I'll be able to delegate my task as well." And he did so, and he won massively. So just by identifying the target audience, you win in the game, right? Give me a heart, guys, if you're able to resonate with this concept of customer segmentation. It applied beautifully in this example of tea seller, right? Just by defining the audience, he was able to win the game. Great, guys. So the number one rule is define your target audience. And when you're defining your target audience, in whatever category you want to enter into, accordingly, you will price the product. Let's say you entered into this luxurious segment. Then you will analyze the competitors, what all competitors are present who are just targeting to this luxurious segment, and therefore accordingly you will price your product. You cannot increase the price of your product or decrease the price of your product. You have to price it appropriately so that it appeals to the right target audience, right? So this is first way of pricing the product. The second rule about pricing is never play the price war game in business. It's a race to the bottom strategy. And the classic example of it is Harpic and Apple. So earlier, toilet cleaning was a game of acid and phenyl. But acid was extremely dangerous for people. Sometimes it fell on people's hand and caused blisters and something like that. The fumes that came from it were very dangerous. And therefore, Harpic recognized this market gap and realized, why should not we launch a product which does not fall into this acid or phenyl category, right? And we should launch it. But it clearly knew that if acid and phenyl costed rupees 50, then we cannot price our product at rupees 60. Why? Simply because the moment this industry will be created, a lot of other players will come. So let's say if I'm selling at 60 rupees, another player will come and say, hey, I am selling at 58 rupees. Then Harpic would need to drop its price again. And then third player will come and say, hey, now I'm selling at 56. So Harpic would have kept on playing this price war. And therefore, Harpic clearly knew we can't do that. That is a losing strategy. And therefore, at that time, Harpic started selling at 100 rupees. And it clearly knew that the margin, let's say if the cost of making Harpic is 50 rupees, then if they are selling at 100 rupees, then the difference 50 rupees is what they will put back into the business, into marketing, into research and development, and will keep on optimizing the product. And that is how they will grow. And similar strategy was adopted by Apple as well. At that time in 2008, when Apple launched, it was the only player having touchscreen model. And it clearly knew that if they will price their product at rupees, let's say 30,000 or somewhere around that, many other players will come and we will keep on playing the price war game. And therefore, a better strategy would be to price our product at 60,000, because they knew that first of all their audience is luxurious segment. They defined their audience first, and therefore accordingly they price the product as well, right? So please define your target audience. That is the number one rule. And second, never play price war game, because if you will play, that is a race to the bottom strategy, right? So never play price war game. And the third rule of pricing your product is whatever your selling price, whatever your you know cost price is of making the product, you need to sell for at least 3x of that cost price in order to build a local or a global brand. Does not matter whether you want to build a global brand or a local brand, or if you want to win in a regional space, whatever your cost price is, sell for at least 3x. Now, if your target audience is just budgeted people or the tier 3 people, then for 3x minimum you need to sell. Let's say if you're selling to, mid-range people, then maybe you can sell at 5x, 6x. If you're selling to the luxurious people, then you can sell at 10x. Accordingly, you can decide. But minimum 3x should be the price you should sell it in order to build a brand. This all I'm talking about whether you want to build, when you want to build a brand. This I'm not talking about for people who just want to, operate in one area and want to run in a pawn shop mentality, right? This is not for those people. This is for people who want to build a brand and want to command authority. When they think of the product that you're selling, when people think of the product that you're selling, your brand should be the number one place in their mind, right? So 3x is the cost price you need to price your product with, right? Give me a heart, guys, if you're able to understand this concept, or thumbs up. Come on, guys, fast. We have a lot of topics to cover. Great, guys. Now, up till now, we have learned about how to shortlist the business ideas, how to price the product, The next thing we want to understand is how will I manufacture the product? So there are two ways of manufacturing. First is you can self-produce, and this is recommended for those startups or for those brands whose idea falls into the market creation idea. For those brands whose product does not even exist in the market, right? For those founders, they can self-produce because, of course, the product does not even exist in the market. So, of course, we need to produce it in the first place, or the service or the software does not even exist in the market. So, we need to self-produce it. But the problem is, it requires a lot of fund. Premises is required if you're building a product, equipments, licensed staff, GMP compliance, right? So, this is not a suggestible thing, but for ideas which does not even exist, those founders need to go through this self-produce or own your own unit method. And the second method is called white labeling your product, which says whatever category you are getting into, there are manufacturers already there in the market. Now, how will you search those manufacturers? Simply go to your competitor product, turn the label, and see who is the manufacturer of this particular product. The number, the address, everything is written at the back of the product. Search them on Google. You will get a phone number. Contact them and ask them what is the price they are selling the raw material at. And therefore, do this for 3 to 4 competitors of yours, and you will get the right manufacturer. Make a contract with them, and therefore, in this manner, without investing much, with lowest investment, you will be able to launch faster. This whole process of getting raw material from someone else, put that particular raw material into a beautiful packaging and slapping your brand name on it is called white labeling. This can be done both for product based or service based ventures, right? Even if you are selling software, does not matter. There are already companies from which you can buy the softwares from. Name or label your particular brand name on it and start selling it. This whole process is called white labeling, right? If you find that the raw materials are not appropriate, you can ask the manufacturer, hey, I need some tweaking in this raw material. If that manufacturer agrees with you, then fine, otherwise contact another manufacturer, right? Maybe he will ask for some higher price, but he will be able to do this for you, right? And in this manner, you will be able to execute your idea faster, right? With lowest investment. So this whole process is called white labeling. So now there are two ways that we have learned. First, you can start your own production facility, which will cost you a lot of money. And the second method is called white labeling. And this is recommended for market adaptation ideas, which we learned in the how to shortlist ideas concept, right? So guys, give me a thumbs up if you are able to understand and resonate with this idea. Great, guys. Now the next topic we want to learn about is branding. Very important topic, guys. Does not matter if you have a great product, does not matter if you are doing all the marketing in the world. If the feel of the packaging is not appropriate, maybe if even if you are doing all the things right, then maybe you can fall shorter. And the number one difference we have seen is because of this concept called branding. Extremely important. I mean, it is extremely important for you to focus on building a name or a brand. There is a company called Lego, right? It does, last year, it did a revenue of $13 billion annually just by selling interlocking brick building toys. Just by selling interlocking brick building toys, right? And therefore, the message I want you to pass using this company Lego is just by building a name, people get attracted towards you. And therefore, it is immensely important to focus from the very day one about how your packaging is done, whether the color templates are right or not. If you are if you are building an aspirational brand, but all the colors are wrong, then maybe it will not appeal to those luxurious people, right? How do you build a brand? By defining your brand identity, by choosing the right name, logo, color palette, by doing the packaging right, right? And ensuring that all the ingredients are right. Because we have seen many brands doing all the right things, but labeling is not done in a right manner. So let's say if you are selling face wash, then all the ingredients should be there: net weight, MRP, manufacturing date, shelf life, manufacturer address, batch number. All these things should be there because that is the identity of a good brand. And if you will fall short and if you are doing all the things correct, marketing your product in the right manner, but still falling short, this could be one of the reasons, right? So branding should be done in the right manner, extremely important. Now, how will you generate sales for your business? Up till now, we have learned about how to shortlist idea, how to price it, how to identify the right target customer, how to manufacture that product. But at last, how to generate leads, or how should I do sales about my product, right? So there are two ways. First is Google Ads, and second is Meta Ads, right? Now, in the start of your business, I highly recommend that you do go directly with the Meta Ads. Like, what is the difference between Google Ads and Meta Ads? So Google Ads is a push type of platform. Unless the consumer won't search for the product it needs, or won't search for the query or the problem that he is facing, your product won't come in front of the consumer. While on the other hand, Meta is a pull type of platform where, even though the product is not even required by the consumer, but Meta will keep on pushing the ads in front of the customer, and one day, for the very first time, he will ignore. For the second time, if he truly requires the product, he will, you know, engage with the ad. And therefore, Meta ads, conversion wise and revenue wise, is a better platform to start with. So once you are able to scale, then maybe you can start listing your ads on Google Ads. But at the start with Meta ads. Now, the second principle I want you to tell you is, when you're starting your business, you yourself, you yourself can easily run Meta ads. Do not fall prey with these marketing agencies who say that you won't be able to do it. It is extremely simple. They're like, I understand, uh, like it feels that you won't be able to learn it, but it is extremely simple. So I highly recommend you that you go through this and learn how to run the Meta ads yourself, because it is extremely simple. It is just like clicking here and there, and you will be able to run different campaigns for yourself. And why I tell you this is because I have seen founders who do not have money in the start, but these agencies charge you 50,000, 60,000, and around so. And this is just their fees. And then you need to spend additionally on the ads that you need to pay for Meta to Meta. So it is extremely simple that you learn this Meta yourself and start generating leads and start selling your product directly from this website, from using these Meta ads, right? So how to do that, the do's and don'ts, we will learn in the upcoming slides. Whether you're able to understand all these concepts, give me a thumbs up, guys, up till now you're able to understand or not. Great, guys. So in Meta, this is how it looks. There are three levels: campaigns, ad sets, and ads, right? So in campaign, you need to select what kind of campaign do you need to run, right? And this all you can learn yourself. No need to pay to these agencies thousands of bucks, right? So there are four type of campaigns which you can select according to your business profile, right? So the first type of campaign is engagement campaign. So let's say you have this coaching business for which you want to learn, for which you want to run ads on the Meta, right? So the type of engagement, type of campaign that you will select is called engagement campaign. So you, while scrolling, you must have seen these type of ads where above the below the ad there is an option of clicking and it directs you to the WhatsApp. You must have seen these types of ad, right? So it is good for those kind of businesses which are operating locally, or they directly want to get leads from the consumers, right? Without much hassle. So let's say I have a coaching business or I am a shopkeeper and I just want to, advertise in 1 kilometer radius. So the best type of, and I do not have any website or any, I'm not selling any type of software. But if but in, let's say I'm selling furniture units. So I will run ads, and below that ad, if somebody likes my whatever furniture I'm selling, the person can directly click on the WhatsApp and inquire about that product. So for such type of businesses, engagement campaign is the best campaign, right? Then comes second type of businesses. Let's say you are running a college or you have some software to sell. So you must have seen that in every restaurant, in every jewelry shop, softwares are getting deployed, right? On the screen, on the computer, they have softwares installed. And let's say I am one of those software sellers and I want to generate leads of those shopkeepers. Let's say I'm selling an ERP or a software for these jewelry business shopkeepers or shop owners. And therefore, I want to get leads of those people. So what I'll do is I will run ads and select leads as my campaign type, right? And therefore, whosoever shopkeeper will be interested in getting that particular type of software installed will fill their name, email, phone number information and can contact. And there will be a support team or a 10 to 15 customer care people who can contact and approach these leads and convert these. So the second type of campaign you need to select is leads type of campaign. And the third type of campaign is sales campaign. Let's say you're selling face wash directly from your website. So what you need to do is simply you will direct the audience to your website, and from there they can purchase whatever product they want. So the third type of campaign is sales campaign. And the fourth type of campaign is awareness campaign. And this is best for content creators, right? So let's say you are a person or who is running a shop, let's say a food restaurant, right? And your food restaurant is operating just locally. And you want to build awareness around it because you are a recent shop restaurant owner who have just recently launched. So the best way to do that is run ads on Meta by selecting awareness type of campaign, right? So what awareness type of campaign does is it will reach to all those people who, you know, who are living locally. You can select the radius as well to what sort of people this particular ad should reach, and you yourself can run that sort of campaign. So according to the business need, you can select different campaigns and run ads yourself, right? So the whole point of telling you this is do not waste money in hiring agencies. Learn Meta yourself. How to do that, I have taught in my advanced masterclass, advanced course as well. And if you want to do that, if you want to learn, you can enroll in that program. But this you must do yourself. And when you will do this, you will be able to understand the do's and don'ts of marketing, how marketing works, how to create the right message while putting it in the ads, how to do that. So using all this, you will be able to understand the storytelling it requires for you to put the right message into an ad, right? Now we will understand the do's and don'ts while running ads. So let's say you plan on to run ads by yourself. So never make this mistake of creating your Facebook account or Meta account using or by directly by the business name. Because what happens is time to time, Meta requires that they are able to identify the business, the person's identity, who is running these ads or who is running or selling this, uh, running this business. And for that, Meta requires time to time to verify such people, and that it does using Aadhaar card or passport. But I've seen multiple business owners doing this mistakes of creating their personal their Meta account by their business ID, and that is why we have seen multiple accounts getting blocked. So while you're running or making Facebook account, make it via your personal ID, and in those Facebook account you can create pages. You can give that page the name of your business and run ads via that page. In this manner, the customer will get the name of your business. So by business page, when you will be running ads using your business page in that manner, customer will only see your business name, while on the back end, the account is created using your personal ID, right? So always create your account using your personal ID. Now, the third concept, the right thing to do is when you will be running ads, there are three different type of ads which you need to create. The first is tofu, the second is mofu, and the third is bofu, right? So understand. So whenever you are running ads, the first thing you need to do is make the customer aware. Let's say I have started this face wash. Created or built this product into skincare category, and I'm selling face wash. So the first thing I need to do is make the customer aware, right? So in those ads, you will tell the customer, hey, I have recently launched this new face wash. Why? Because I felt that the already existing face washes in the market are not good. They were having this problem, and therefore I realized that there is a need for a better product, and therefore in this manner you will educate the customer in the first place. And those type of ads are called tofu ads, or which are called top of the funnel. So these are ads are only used to make the customer aware, right? The second type of ads are called middle of the funnel. So for the very first time, Meta automatically understand like which ad it needs to show to the consumer first, which ad it needs to show to the consumer second, and which ad it needs to show to the consumer third. So it will automatically define or understand the hierarchy in which it needs to in which the ads needs to be shown to the customer. The second type of ad is called mofu, right? So in the mofu type of ads, you will show testimonial type of videos, how people are benefiting and from the product that you're selling, right? And in the third category, in the third type of ads, you will run ads like giving discounts or free shipping offers. So basically, in the bofu type of ads, user will become warm, and in the third ad, the chances are that the user will get converted. The user will get converted, right? So you need to run these three type of ads and multiple variants of these ads you need to make, right? So as you will scale, let's say at a point of time, if your marketing budget is 1 crore, so 300 ads of tofu are running, 300 ads of mofu are running, 300 ads of bofu are running, right? So all these ads you will run together. But let's say if your budget is low, like you have just started your brand, then so at that point of time, maybe the number of ads that you will be running will be low. So let's say three of tofu ads, three of mofu ads, and three of bofu ads. So in this manner, you can decide how much quantity you need to run or you need to make for each of the category of ads, right? So this is called tofu ad, mofu ad, bofu ad. So this is what you need to keep in mind when you will be running the ads yourself. So give me a thumbs up, guys, if you're able to resonate with this concept. Great, guys. See, this is the audience. When he will see or she will see the awareness type of ads, the customer will first get aware. Then for the second time, the customer will see your ad, the customer will reconsider of buying. And when the third time the customer will see your ad, the customer will get finally converted, right? So this is how you need to create ads by keeping tofu, mofu, bofu principle in mind, right? Now, a lot of people ask me like, what should be my minimum budget if I'm starting my brand? Or how much should I spend every day on Meta, right? So the general principle around spending is, let's say if your product costs rupees 300, then you need to spend at least 900. That is 3x of cost price you need to spend every day. If my cost price is 100 rupees, then I need to spend 300 rupees, right? So 3x is the general principle, right? You can increase the budget as well. It is not that you only have to spend just 3x, it could be 5x, 10x, but depending on the scale or the budget that allows you, you can decide for yourself. But 3x is the minimum quantity that you, uh, 3x is the minimum amount that you need to spend on Meta every day, right? Now, a lot of people ask me, and this we have seen with a lot of founders making the same mistake. They think that just running the ads will do and their product will get automatically, like their product will get automatically sold. But this is a wrong way of thinking. We have seen a lot of time that the product is not getting sold, maybe because the product is good, but they are passing on the wrong message in the marketing ads. This is the number one reason. And the second reason is their product is not even good in the first place. They think that the gap exists in the market or there is a demand in the market, but there was no demand. So, two reasons why your Meta ads do not work well is first, whether first it could be the message that you're passing into the ads that you're running is wrong. And second, your product does not have product market fit. That means the demand is not only there in the market. So understand when you are running your when you are running ads for yourself, in which category or what is the problem that you're facing with. It could be either you're passing on the wrong message, or second, the product's requirement is not only there in the market, right? And if any of the thing is there, you won't be able to scale your business, right? Give me a thumbs up, guys, or a heart if you're able to resonate with this idea, or if any business owner did this mistake. Great, guys. Now, as you will grow, what all marketing channels you will adopt? The first is you will run ads on Meta and Google. It is extremely important. But at the same time, from the very first day itself, you need to create content both on Instagram and YouTube. And it is extremely important for you because understand, let's say you are making one piece of video and you put that on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Snapchat. So just by uploading one video, you are able to reach thousands of audience just for free. So content creation is free marketing, free distribution for yourself, right? So never make this mistake of not creating content. And a lot of people ask me, sir, I do not understand. Like, I want to get into content creation, but I am not sure what topic I should start with. You do not need any topic. If you're starting your business, then your business itself is a topic, right? Because in this manner, when you will create content around your business, because you will get money by selling your product, you will never get out of interest, because you will always be able to make content around your business because that is giving money to you, right? So creating content is extremely important, right? And as you scale with time, you want to work with different dermatologists and skincare influencers, or in whichever category your business lies into, right? So there are certain businesses which are doing extremely well just by tying up with dermatologists, or in whichever category their influencers lies into. So you must have seen this skincare cream, which is called Cetaphil. or CeraVe, their whole business model revolves around these dermatologists. They approach these dermatologists and ask them to recommend their product. And that is how they are able to win the game, right? So with time, you need to adopt different marketing channels as you grow. But in the start, run ads on Meta and create content on Instagram and YouTube, right? With time, you need to increase your sales channel as well. As you will grow broader, you want to adopt or list your product on other marketplaces as well, like Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, Meesho, Blinkit, Zepto, right? You want to keep your product on supermarkets and pharmacies like Wellness Forever, right? And with time, you need to keep your products on shopkeepers like Kirana Walas, etc. And how will you do that? You approach the distributor nearby you, the wholesalers, and ask them to keep your product, right? So this method of keeping products into shopkeepers, it's called general trade. So the whole point is, as you will grow your business, you need to adopt certain sales method, increase your sales method, and want to go omni-channel. This process of increasing your reach, selling your products through multiple channels is called going omni-channel, right? So in the start selling your product directly via Meta. With time, as your revenue will scale, switch to different marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, Meesho, and with time, keep on scaling using different channels, right? So up till now, what we have learned about is how to shortlist your idea, how to identify the right target customer, how to market that product, how to price that product, how to manufacture that product, how to increase sales, and how to do the sales in the right manner. So all this we have learned in this up till now we have learned this, right? So give me a heart, guys, if you are able to relate with this concept. Great, guys. So up till now, we have learned about how will I create the product, how will I shortlist the idea, and then how will I create the product. So this process of creating the product, there are two methods: white labeling, or you could self-produce the product. Second way is you can uh, list your products onto multiple channels. But when you will sell your product, I want you to sell your product to the first 200 customers without putting any money. And when you will sell your product to the first 200 customers, you will get feedback from them. Implement those feedback. And in this manner, when you will keep on implementing those feedbacks, you will be able to make your product good according to the product market fit that is required in the market. And that is how your product will get better with time. Once you are able to sell to the 200 customer, then I want you to run ads on Meta, right? So this is the general principle that most founders should go with, right? And how will you achieve first 200 customers? That you can do by reaching out to your friends, right? Reaching out to your family, and by creating content. Let's say you have started creating content and you reach out to different sort of people, right? And they buy your product. So that is a great way of getting uh, business from people without spending any money, right? So create your product, achieve first 200 customers, reach product market fit, do performance, and then I want you to run ads by running ads on Meta, right? After that, once you have started growing your revenue, you would like to build systems and processes. Guys, it is not your duty as a founder, right, to do daily activities. Your job as a founder is to scale your business, focus on strategy. If you will stuck in doing daily operations, you will never be able to grow your business, right? So with time, once you are having decent revenue, implement and build right systems. And how will you do that? We will learn in the upcoming slides, right? But the whole point is you need to build the right systems and processes and automate that whole system. How to do that, we will learn in the upcoming slides. And Once, let's say you have reached to a revenue of 5 crore, 6 crore, then you want to go omni-channel. You want to list down on Amazon, Meesho's, or different marketplaces, and go omni-channel, right? And when you will find all the winning strategies, when you will be doing all this, there will be certain strategies which will make you win, right? So keep on implementing those strategies and double down on those strategies. And this, in this manner, you will be able to win the game and you will be able to increase your business, right? Now, how to build systems and teams? The most important principle around building systems and team is, always remember this line: you need to reduce the cost of coordination in the team. Let's say you are the leader of a company, right? And you have 4 employees under you. And this is the level, this is the benchmark level all these employees should meet with, right? So let's say there is an employee A, employee B, C, and D. So this employee A speaks only English, and this employee B, C, and D speaks Hindi. But the problem is, because this employee A speaks only English, these 3 employees takes a lot of time to understand, right? So it is your duty as a founder to either upskill employee A and teach him Hindi, or fire him, right? Because you cannot waste time in conveying the message, because it takes a lot of time for these 3 employees to understand what this employee A is speaking, right? So to overall reduce the cost of coordination, what you will do is find the flaws which are there in the market and how can you reduce the overall cost of coordination, right? So any person who has high ego, or is having low skill or low trust or poor attitude, you fire that person immediately, right? You must have seen this movie called 300. How many of you have seen this movie called 300? Give me a thumbs up, guys. So you must have seen that an army of coordinated 300 people was able to crush this huge army of this king called Xerxes of Persia, who has this huge army of 1 lakh people. So your focus as a founder should be to build an army of 300 or whatever people you require. Those people should be highly coordinated, right? And in order to increase the cost of coordination, you need to deploy technology. Let's say they all sit in an office, but every time this employee A needs to go to this employee B, and then to pass on to the message, this employee needs to go to the employee B, and this employee B again needs to go to the employee C and D to pass on the message. So it wastes a lot of time, and therefore you decided to deploy the technology. And by deploying the technology, the overall time of these employees got saved, and that is how you reduce the cost of coordination in the team, right? So the general principle, the one principle you need to keep in mind while building the systems and processes in your organization is this line called: reduce the cost of coordination in the team. If you'll follow this, automatically you will implement the best systems by follow the best practices in your organization, right? Now, the next challenge that you will face is, once you will start growing your company, how to treat your 1,000th employee equivalent to your first employee. And that you will do by creating strong leaders under you. And how will you create strong leaders? You will create those strong leaders by keeping these philosophies in mind. So whenever you're hiring leaders, you want to hire people who have proven track records over fancy CVs, right? You do not want to hire people who are bootlickers or sycophants, right? So keep these things in mind. And also, let's say you are a founder or a CEO of a company and you need, or you want to hire a co-founder alongside you, right? So you want to avoid people who has never taken any risk. So while hiring co-founders, keep this one principle in mind, right? Also, when you're hiring or building a team and you want to hire leaders for that particular team, You want to build a team where healthy fighting can be done. So let's say there is a leader. Let's say I'm a leader and I have 4 employees in my team. So I will allow healthy fighting in that team. Healthy fighting is important in order to get the better outcome from those employees, because all those 4 employees or 5 employees that I have in my team are fighting to get the better outcome, right? So healthy fighting is important, but it is the leader's job to crush the healthy fighting, to crush the fighting the moment it goes out of hand. So let's say 4 of the employees are discussing what needs to be done in order to get the better outcome or how to solve this particular problem. So as a leader, after you have learned that yes, I have listened to each and every employee, now I need to decide. So the moment it will go out of hand, you will crush the fighting and say, hey, I have heard every one of you, now I will decide. So you need to hire certain leaders, such leaders who can handle the fighting as well, right? So healthy fighting is important, but at the same time, it is the leader's quality to crush the fighting as well, right? Now, the do's and don'ts for leader. The principles that we discussed just now are generic principles, but because one size cannot fit all, the founder should be able to understand his own strengths and weaknesses. Let's say I am the founder in this case. And if I'm a person who is not able to forgive a person easily, then I should not have any co-founder, because it has been seen in many organizations. Recently, we were, consulting this one of the startups, and just because of conflict of interest, that company got shut down. We were repeatedly seeing this problem of conflict between the two founders, and after 3 years, they got split, and the company shut down. So the whole problem is 60 to 70% of the company shut down because of the conflict of interest. So if you are a person who is not able to forgive a person easily, then you should not have a co-founder or a partner. And how will you identify whether you are able to forgive a person easily or not? By checking your past. If you still have grudges against a certain person, or if still you are not able to forgive any person easily, or you have still not forgiven any person whom you had fight with, then maybe it's better for you that you do not have any co-founder, right? The second thing is, let's say if I'm a co-founder and I'm a lazy person, then in that case, and it is fine that I'm a lazy person, as far as I understand and acknowledge this, that yes, I'm a lazy person and I procrastinate a lot, right? So by acknowledging it, I have made my life whole lot easier. And now, because I know that if I'm a person who is very lazy, so I will stick to my disciplined life, because I knew that if I will not, then I will fail, right? So you need to understand your own strengths and weaknesses, and if you will not, then maybe you won't be able to scale or grow yourself and your company, right? So understand your psychology. And third is, you can't be a founder who micromanages all the time, right? Small leaks are there in every organization. Imagine the CEO of TCS, right? He cannot focus on fixing small leaks. Let's say people are claiming fraudulent bills, wrong petrol bills, wrong HRA claims. So it is not the duty of founder to check all this and fix all these small leaks. Instead, let's say if this is the TCS CEO, then his job is to get a 100 crore client and not to focus on this 1 crore leak. Every big organization has small leaks, but as a founder, as a CEO, your focus should not be on the small leaks. Instead, you should get big clients, or you need to focus on the revenue. And with time, once you are able to scale, then maybe yes, you should look into small leaks, but micromanagement should not be your style as a founder, right? Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you are able to resonate with this, or a heart. Great. Now, another big mistake founders or leaders do is they do not share their wealth. Let's say this is the whole team responsible for building their empire, building this founder's empire. But if you will not share the wealth with these employees, then maybe you're not doing good. Why? Because what happens is, let's say I am the founder and I'm not sharing my wealth with any of my executives. Then what will happen is I will constantly lose good talent, and that loss could be immense, because every now and then the good employees will keep on leaving my organization, and now I need to focus on hiring again an employee, and I need to train him, and this will waste my time. And therefore, it is better that you share your wealth, and it could be via ESOPs, via incentives, it could be via any way, right? Or it could be via percentage of revenue, whatever suits you, right? So share your wealth. It is extremely important in whatever way you can. Now, what are the three weapons of founder? First is writing, second is reading, and third is discipline, right? So in a founder mind, a lot of things are going on. So so in order to get organized, it is very important that the founder writes a lot. Because let's say if he is not writing, and if he loses even a single thought, then that cost could be heavy, right? So write a lot. We have seen that founders who write a lot are able to plan good strategy and are able to reach their goal faster in comparison to founders who do not write. And because they do not write, the strategy is not good, and they are always deviated from their goal, and it takes a lot of time for them to reach to the goal, right? So write a lot. Second is reading. Let's say you are the CEO of any organization and you have five other small C executives below you, let's say CMO, CFO, CTO. So you should be able to understand or talk with those people, and should be able to speak the language that they are able to understand in, right? And how will you do that? By reading a lot, by consuming a lot of content, what is happening around you, the new technology, right? It has been seen that the number one job of brand managers is creativity, and because it is creativity, they watch a lot of movies, they read a lot, because reading gives you imagination, right? So let's say if there is a CTO or a chief technology officer, so you should be able to communicate with that technology officer in the tech language, because if you will not as a founder, then that CTO or that technology person will take you for granted and will make fool of you, right? So very important that you read, you consume content, you learn a lot. Learning is an ongoing cycle for any founder, right? And third is discipline. Even on bad days, you need to show up. Even on good days, you need to show up. Building business takes time. You need to believe in your idea, and that is how you will win. So by being disciplined, by writing down things that you have set for tomorrow, for day after tomorrow, just by pursuing it and be perseverant about it, you will be able to win the game of business. But if you'll run your business in a haphazard way, you will never be able to win, right? So writing, reading, and discipline, these are the weapons of a founder, right? Now, understand this. Most of the founders makes this mistake, that any of the founder, or let's say this mobile is there, you will never buy this mobile just by watching an ad for the very first time. Instead, you will go through a journey before you will buy this particular mobile. So the whole point is, because buying happens over the span of time, so the founder should optimize for that whole journey of buying instead of buying that product for the very one moment. So it is your responsibility to optimize that journey, so that at every nudge point, at every influencing point for the customer gets convinced, right? And how will you optimize that journey? By being a great observer, by understanding what journey every consumer is going through, right? Because buying happens over the span of time, not at a one moment customer buys, right? Second, it is the founder's duty to do and question every principle around him or her. Let's say there is a general phenomena that every founder should take funding to grow his or her business. And that is a very wrong notion. Why? Because maybe your business does not even require that. Your business principle is altogether different. Or maybe your aspirations are not to go global or local or national. So, in that case, you do not need funding. So, you need to ask each and every question around you, and you need to decide the right strategy for yourself, right? So, it is very important that you learn about business yourself and then make decision on your behalf, right? Then you need to do this third thing called product tear down. So what is product tear down? So you pick up a mobile and open Zomato app and Swiggy app and check out the user interface of each of the Zomato and Swiggy. And you will find that the UI or the user interface of Swiggy is completely different from Zomato. And why is that? So you question all these things. And when you will question all these things, you will be able to learn and get into the mind of the makers of Zomato and Swiggy, because both are working equally fine. Both of the user interfaces are working equally fine, right? So question everything around you, question every philosophy, right? Now, very important point that we need to discuss is, let's say you start your business and 100 other businesses exist in the market. Then how will you win in that market that is crowded, right? So we will learn three strategies over here. Guys, give me thumbs up if you're able to understand all the concepts up till now. So we have learned about how to shortlist the business idea, then how to price it, then how to market it, then how to manufacture it, how to sell your product using meta ads, the do's and don'ts of business leader, and now how will your business will win in the market that is crowded, right? So the first way is unique selling point. In the customer segmentation framework, we understood that first we need to define our target audience. But let's say if there are X number of people present in this webinar, three of you plan on to enter into this luxurious segment, right? All three of you plan on to sell to these luxurious segment people. And let's say you plan on to sell detergents. So the first company or the first person will say, sir, my unique selling point is my product does not leave or does not have any hard chemicals, right? So from these 8 crore people, whoever appeals with this unique selling point of yours will buy product from you, right? So the whole point is you need to define your unique selling point to whichever customer your target does not matter, but your brand should stand for something, right? Similarly, there is company B or founder B who is selling detergent and whose product says, sir, I am selling a detergent which gives lavender fragrance. So from these 8 crore people, whoever appeals with this unique selling point will buy from you. And similarly, there is company C or founder C whose detergent says, my product does not damage his cloth. And therefore, from these 8 crore people, whoever appeals to this no cloth damage thing will buy from founder C. So all the businesses will be able to coexist together. So imagine all these businesses are able to coexist together, all selling detergents, but by addressing different customers with different selling points. So first, what you need to do is whatever product you're selling, first identify your customer to which category you want to sell into, which tier one, which segment you want to sell into, whether it is luxury, mid-range or budget. And in that segment as well, what should be your unique selling point? So for that, you need to study your competitors first, right? What are the unique selling points of those products and or services? And then you need to define the unique selling points for your product, right? This is the first way how your business will win. The second way is called generational fatigue. So what does generational fatigue means? My father loves Maradona. I love Messi or Ronaldo. My son will love Vinicius Jr. That means with time, every newer generation likes the products or things that are ongoing. And with time, the older things get fatigued. So the whole point is the businesses which are huge or businesses who had dominated earlier, with time, they will get generationally fatigued and your business will get a chance as well. So let's say my father wears Bata, then I do not want to consume Bata because it is no longer considered as cool. So the newer generation would like to consume or associate with the product which is considered cooler. And therefore, that is why your business will also get an opportunity, right? So the whole point is because every business will get generationally fatigued, your business will get an opportunity. And therefore, that is how your business will also win, right? And the an additional point is because every business gets generationally fatigued, that is why they need to change their marketing strategy in a way so that they still gets appealed to a newer generation. Imagine a child born in 2025. That child won't know how great of a company Apple is or how great of a company Apple is and it has valuation of $4 trillion. But still, Apple do marketing today as well so that it appeals to that newly born child, so that it does not become a victim of this concept called generational fatigue. Similarly, you must have seen that Jaguar changed its logo. Why it did so? So that it does not become a victim of generational fatigue. So the whole point is older companies will also try to remain in the game by changing their marketing and everything, but still your business will also get a chance, right? So this I'm teaching this concept so that the existing business owner understand that their business will also get old, but they need to keep on changing their marketing strategy to remain in the game, right? So older generation needs to keep on changing their marketing strategy to appeal to the newer generation, and because the gap will exist, the newer businesses will also get a chance. Understood? Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you're able to understand this concept. Great, guys. Now, the third way your business will get a chance as the market will emerge, the openness to try newer products will increase. Let's say India's GDP is growing by 7% and consumer behavior consumption pattern is growing by 13%. As it will keep on growing, the openness to try newer product will increase. So let's say my father consume 10 products in a month. Then in comparison to my father, I consume 100 products. My son will consume 200 or 300 products, right? So as the openness to try newer products will increase, your business will also get a chance. That means, let's say for the first month, for this month, I tried this face wash by name XYZ. But although it is good, I will maybe not order for the third month because now I am bored of that face wash. I want to try something new. And therefore, as the market will emerge, as the GDP of the India will increase, the market will be more open to try newer products. And because it will be more open, your business will also get an opportunity, right? So the whole point is the business which is consistent will get a chance. And India, because it is emerging, whatever business you get into, your business will also succeed. We have seen that South India is more open towards buying newer products as compared to North India. Similarly, USA is more open to try newer products as compared to India, right? Because US's GDP is more. Similarly, South India contributes or its growth rate is much higher compared to North India. And that is why every brand wants to launch its product into South India first, right? So This is the third way how your business will succeed. Now, the three strategies that we learned why your business will also succeed. Let us take an example of each of the strategy, and how these brands implemented them and were able to win in the market. So just before 3 to 4 years back, Ola and Uber used to dominate the market, and then Rapido came. Just by defining the right unique selling point, it was able to identify the winning angle in the market and define the right unique selling point, and was able to win the game. So Ola and Uber were charging commissions on each and every transaction from auto walas and car walas, right? But then Rapido came and told those auto walas, sir, we do not need transactions, or we just don't give percentage of revenue on each and every transaction. Instead, we will charge fixed amount from you once a day, and you do any number of rides you want. And autowalas liked it. And therefore, with this one single unique selling point, Rapido was able to win the market. So the whole point is, for your business, you just need to identify that one winning angle with which you will be able to get into the market and disrupt the market, right? For Rapido, it was fixed commissions. For you, it could be anything. So study your competitors well, and that way you will be able to define the strategy well, right? The second case study is called Dairy Milk case study. So Dairy Milk was trying to increase its price from rupees 10 to 11. Many CEOs came in the market, but none were able to do so, right? But then came the CEO and told the company, you are thinking all wrong. Cadbury is doing fine in its category. So let's say if Cadbury Dairy Milk is being targeted to mid-range customer, then we don't need to increase the price. What we need to do is launch another product by name, let's say Cadbury Dairy Milk Silk, and target it to the luxury segment. And therefore, same Cadbury Dairy Milk, they changed the name and added some silk into it, 2 to 5 rupees silk into it, and added some cashew and nuts and changed its name to that Dairy Milk Silk, and sold the same Dairy Milk to luxury segment at 80 rupees. So earlier, the company was focusing to increase the price just by one, but this new CEO came, and because he understood what business is and how to win in the business, he launched another product and sold the same dairy milk at rupees 80, and was able to significantly grow the revenue of the company by multiple times, right? So this is how you win in the business world, by knowing each and every strategy that is there to know in the market, right? In one place, there could be a person who is running his business via hit and tries. But on the other hand, there could be a person who knows every winning strategy, and when he will get the chance, he will apply that strategy and will win, right? So every leader relies on strategy as their biggest weapon. A classic example, Magnus Carlsen versus Sergei Karjakin. A World Championship 2016 game was going on. The situation was that Carlsen was losing a chess game badly against Sergei Karjakin, who was the existing grandmaster at that time. But what Carlsen did was phenomenal. He didn't give up and build a strategy. The strategy was, he laid out subtle traps, made the position uncomfortable for Sergei, and trusted that under pressure, mistakes do happen. And you know what, guys? Mistake did happen. Sergei made a mistake and cracked. And Carlsen won the game and went on to win the world championship and became the grandmaster. So the lesson here is, even the great leaders rely on strategy even under extreme pressure instead of randomness. So the whole point is, you need to believe in yourself and learn the strategies to win the game of business, right? Now, do you see this picture and this cyclist at the last? It is impossible for him to come from here to here because there is no space. Even if he wants to, there is no space. But with the right strategy, he can do this. And the whole point of showing this picture is, these opportunities at the right time will even come to you. But if you will not know the right strategies, what to do at that point of time, you will simply sit and the opportunity will pass, right? So see what this cyclist did. At the right point, the opportunity came. He was ready with the strategy and he came from here to here, right? So, such opportunities will also come to you. Now, we have learned about everything from starting an idea to pricing it, to manufacturing it, to market it, to sales, to how to sell it, the various sales channels, the do's and don'ts of business, the winning strategies. So, the modern way of doing business is you need to create content. That is a free marketing. You will build systems and processes by decreasing the cost of coordination. A founder continuously needs to learn. And if you're running your business, you need to adopt AI because that is the modern way. It has been seen that one spreadsheet is now running the whole country. So if you will not adopt AI, maybe your business will be left behind, right? And the this is one principle which I believe in. So we have seen that businesses which are trying to sell multiple products are not able to do well or not able to scale that fast as compared to businesses doing single product. So let's say there is a company which is selling bed sheets as well, curtains as well, furniture as well. So we have seen that that company won't be able to scale beyond 10 crores or 15 crores. While on the other hand, if that company is just known for one thing, let's say for beds or whatever it wants to sell, then that company will be able to scale faster and will be able to reach 250 crores, 300 crores faster. And we have seen that. We changed the strategy for this one of the company. And, you know, even though other categories were doing well, we shut it down those categories and focused on just selling one single product. And after 2 years, the company was able to reach 250 crores, right? So there is a reason many product company is not able to do well. As in classic example, we discussed this Lego, right? Just by selling interlocking brick building toys, it was able to do great, right? So single product is able to do well. And this is the way of doing business, creating content, continuous learning a founder should do. Branding is very important. Guys, Amit, some guy Amit was asking that why I wear this mask. This mask is my branding. I've been wearing it since 1 year. I've been doing podcast in it, and I've been creating content. The good part about this is my brand recall. You just need to see me once and you will be able to remember me forever. So this was a strategic move by me with which I will be able to win the game in business, right? So the whole point is you need to find your winning angle, the right strategy, the right branding for yourself. With this, we come to an end to our masterclass, but I have something more to offer you. Now, guys, tell me how many of you want to start your own business, or for the existing business owners who are already having businesses, they want to increase their revenue within, let's say, 1 week or 1 month amount. So I'm sharing a poll. Just give me whatever option you feel with, resonate with. Guys, I think I'm facing some problem here. So what you can do is maybe in the chat box, you can write how many of you want to start your business ASAP, or maybe in 1 week or in one month. Anjali wants to do that. Kapil, Nimisha, Alok, lot of names, guys. That's great. So you must do this. Why I'm telling you this? Because understand. Just give me a moment, guys. Yeah. So, see, the whole point is you must have seen that AI is taking over. There is a reason in my workshop, working professionals are joining the most because they can feel this that their friends are getting laid off anytime their company can fire. So, what is happening is in just 2 years of time, artificial intelligence has taken over. But right now, there is a gap. Artificial intelligence requires a huge amount of energy to sustain. But within 5 years, it has been said that the scientists will be able to crack this nuclear fusion. And imagine after 5 years, when nuclear fusion is in abundance and robots who are running independently 24 by 7 on this nuclear fission and are connected using artificial intelligence, then that is a self reliable model. And therefore, the need for humans and the purpose of humans will diminish over time. And I don't want to say it, but you can apply your brains yourself and understand that the need for job will be gone, as in the jobs will diminish over time. So the better move for yourself is to start your business now, because if you will take the first mover advantage, then it will be better for you. Because imagine if you are laid off and something like that happens, you will be not in a position to start a business. So better start your business now, because building business takes time, right? And it's business is just doing about transaction. There is a buyer, there is a seller. I already taught you in the first place, right? That is all a business is. Rest of all the things that we learned in this webinar are strategies, and there could be thousands of strategies or there could be hundreds of strategies, but all you need to do is learn those 100 strategies fast so that you do not make mistakes, and that will differentiate you from the hit and trial person who is starting his business. Because let's say there is a person who is running his business in a hit and trial manner, and first strategy didn't work, then he applied strategy, second strategy that also didn't work, third strategy that also didn't work. By the 20th strategy, he will be demotivated and he will be out of money. While on the other hand, there is second person who has studied each and everything that is there to know about business. Like let's say if we have studied 5 strategies in this webinar, and there are 95 more that are important strategies that he must know, and he has studied all and has started his business, then by the fifth strategy he will win the game. Because let's say first strategy didn't work, then he will apply the second strategy, then that also didn't work, third strategy, fourth strategy, fifth strategy, then by the fifth strategy he will win the game. And also he will be understanding that why second strategy didn't work, what was the reason behind why third strategy didn't work, right? So it is extremely important for you to understand and learn business if you want to start up, right? So even for the business owners who are not able to scale their business, or for the students or for the working professionals who want to start, I have this advanced masterclass which I'm offering. The thing is, the objective why I designed this advanced masterclass was two things. If there are 100 strategies to know and 5 we have already learned, then the objective should be to learn 95 of those remaining 95 of those strategies and start your business. So let's say if you want to start your business in 1 week or 1 month, then study all those strategies fast and get into business, right? Because let's say if you plan on to go to an MBA to learn about business, or if you directly are running business without learning about all the right strategies, then it will take a lot of time for you, and the money as well that you will waste. And I do not want you to get demotivated, right? So in this advanced masterclass, how I have designed this is I have taught each and every concept that is there to know from basic to advanced in a progressional manner of starting up, right? So, like about shortlisting the business ideas, because there is a time crunch, I only taught few of the strategies, but I hope you like those strategies, because those are very important strategies. But only one strategy I was able to teach. But like that strategy, there are multiple strategies that you must know. before shortlisting the idea, because shortlisting the idea is a very important thing. If that thing is done wrong, if you're not able to evaluate, validate that idea, and you start off, and after 2 years you realize that was a bad idea, that would have cost you, that will cost you a lot of money. And by then, to return back and then again start from scratch, that will cost a lot of money again. So it is better that you learn all the principles that you should know before shortlisting the business idea, right? So in this advanced masterclass, I will teach you about shortlisting startup ideas, all the things, two very wrong definition of startup, four category of ideas, next steps after shortlisting ideas, and homeworks are also there so that you will be able to understand better. Then finalizing, once you are able to shortlist that idea, then how to finalize the idea. Just like we learned a customer segmentation framework, similarly size growth competition framework is also there. Many important frameworks, not faltu. Every framework is important, just like we learned customer segmentation from framework, right? Then launching your product or service, how to do that, how to find the minimum viable product. This is the mistake most of the founders do. They incorporate each and everything, they put everything that they have in mind into their idea, only to realize later that their idea is not working. So how to define the MVP, strategy to launch the MVP. So launching your product, how to launch it, we have taught you. How to price your product. Pricing in itself is a very long topic. Just like in the 2 hour mindset masterclass, I was able to teach you short bits of each and every topic. In the advanced course, I have just talked about pricing in depth just for 1.5 hours, right? Similarly, how to build the founding team, how to scale business. So we have seen that using meta ads. I was just recently consulting this one of the company where it was able to scale using the meta ads up to 5 to 7 crores. But beyond that, it was getting difficult for that organization to scale. So how to do that, right? Scaling business beyond 5 to 7 crores, how to do that? Financial management part, the unit economics, how to understand the unit economics, the margins, how to calculate the margins, because that is also a very important part about how to shortlist the idea, on what basis you are shortlisting ideas, how to calculate the margins, right? The future projections for growth. So basically, if you see, this is the whole MBA, but the concise part which you just need to learn and start off, right? The operations part, the HR part, the marketing part, right? How to run ads, how to position your brand, how to price your brand, how to create the right perception, the push methodology, the pull methodology, right? How to do the research, A/B testing, feedbacks. Now, if you need to raise funds, then how do you raise funds? The pre-money valuation, the post-money valuation, right? If you need to distribute wealth in among your employees, that is, you need to distribute ESOPs, then how can you do that, right? So basically, if you see, this is the mini MBA with each and every topic covered, and curated according to the business, just to launch your business and start off with your business, right? So the whole concept is start your business fast. Because imagine, let's say, by taking a loan of 30 lakhs, you plan on to do an MBA, and you wasted, not wasted, but you gave 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years of your time. And by then, when you will pass out, you have this huge loan of 30 lakhs for which you need to pay EMI off, and you are into job. Let's say by then the job exists or are sufficiently there. You can't even think of starting your business because you have this huge loan. So the whole objective is to make this whole education affordable, and at the same time you should be able to learn fast to execute your business idea. So this whole course is being curated around when how you can launch your business fast. So let's say if you want to launch your business in 1 week, 2 weeks, so you learn everything, each and every module, because it's recorded. So you learn at your own self pace, and let's say within 1 week you cover each and every concept. By the end of the week, now you are founder ready, now you are good to go, right? So this whole module that I sell it is at 18,999, but today I'm giving you at discount, right? What you will get is, every month I will conduct one live Q&A sessions every month, where you will be able to clear your doubts regarding whatever you are studying in the advanced program, and regarding the business idea that you have. even if you have started. So you will be able to consult in that live Q&A session, which I'll conduct every month. This will, you will be able to clear your doubts as well. Second, you will get PDF notes. So in case you have started your business, so those notes will come handy to you any given point of time, whether you are stuck in any emergency or you are not getting what should I do in this particular scenario, right? There's a virtual community access where students can, communicate with each other. So if one person is building something and other person is building something other, and if they have doubts, and one person has already faced that particular problem, so he can, you can ask your question in that community and people will be able to answer you. And there are regular course updates, of course. So we have, updated the course for, I think, fourth time, right? Fourth time. So the regular price is 18,999, but today I'm selling this at 8,947, right? Because we want it to be affordable and the objective is you should be able to learn fast, right? Also, for the first 20 registrations, I am giving only for the first 20 registrations, guys. I want to make it absolutely clear because of obvious reasons, I cannot do it more. But only for the first 20 registrations, I'll be conducting 1 hour, 1:1 strategy consultation meeting with myself, where you will get to clear all the doubts that you have. But this is on the first come, first serve basis. Who the first 20 registrations that will do the payments, only those students will be able to get this uh, free consultations, right? So these are our successful students, right? So I'm launching this, I'm dropping the link in the chat box. So you can start making the payments and the first 20 registrations will get the consultation meeting. So if the floor is open to questions, if you have any questions, you can ask and I'll be able to answer. So you can put your doubts in the chat box and I'll be able to answer them. And I'm also dropping the link as well. Thank you. So guys, I'm dropping the link, right? Course duration is of 1 year. You can start making the payments, guys. This is the link. You can directly click on the link and select whatever program you want to opt into. So if you have a budget crunch, then you can opt the second one, which is of 5,947, but in that live Q&A sessions won't be there. So you can start making the payments. If you have any doubts, you can put that in comments. Course duration is of 1 year. So guys, whosoever has made payments, they can write down paid in the chat box. Lakshmi is asking that I have this business which I am running locally and what unique selling point I can make to grow my business. So start creating content, Lakshmi, because we have seen that for local businesses, if you are creating content, that itself becomes a unique selling point, right? So that will help you a lot. Rajat, yeah, I have seen uh, my friend selling this ERP tool to USA. That is a great business opportunity. Make your product in rupee and sell it in dollars. That is a great way of doing business. I have received payments from Lakshmi, Varun, Karthik, Narendra, Nischal, Vaibhav, Varprasad Reddy, Himani, Lokesh, Prajakta, Varun. Guys, there are a lot of names. I won't be able to confirm all. Whatever doubts you have, you can ping me on. Uh, if you doubt related to payment, right? If you have any doubts regarding your business, you can, drop down here. No problem in that. Yeah, right. Alok says, I want to start a business like Lenskart. Will I be able to succeed? Yeah, of course you will be able to succeed. So there is a company like Vision Express, which is already competing. It has defined, so Lenskart is a massive brand. It is targeting to the masses. While on the other hand, uh, this company, the Vision Express, it is targeting to luxury segment. So that is how it is able to win in the market, right? So define your audience. That is how you will be able to win. Great, guys. With this, we come to an end to our 2 hour business masterclass. Uh, if you have any doubts, you can write down on this particular contact number, and wish you best of luck for your future business. And I wish you all the best. Prajakta, yes, yes. Your payment is, we need to check, but yeah, if you will come in the first 20, then automatically my team will send you a mail. Right. So that depends. If you have made the first payments, if you have come into the top 20, you will automatically get the link. Got it. So this whole discount is for the next 7 hours itself. After that, it will get closed. Right. So best of luck, guys. Thank you for joining in, and hope you start your business soon. And if you're already starting, I ask you to please study about business, because it will make a huge impact in your decision making. Thank you for your time, guys. Good night. Please subscribe if you like this masterclass and share with someone who need to learn about how to start up.